The MCU had marked off a couple of dates on an upcoming calendar for expected releases, one being July 23rd, 2027. I think that was supposed to be Secret Wars a date, but then when all of that shuffling with the Avengers films went on, they just held that date, okay? They just kept it wide open for whatever they want to do with Marvel moving forward, but Disney decided, yeah, okay, we're just going to go ahead and take that date and hand it over to Fox, and now it's time to strike while the iron is hot, and because the MCU is quickly fading, now is exactly the right time to do a sequel to the Simpsons movie. What? I beg your pardon. New Simpsons movie coming after almost 20 years. Yes, 2007 was when the Simpsons movie first came out. And honestly, I'm an unabashed fan of the Simpsons, okay? I have all of the DVDs for it, okay, all the way up to, season 20. I don't know if they went anything further than that, but yeah, that's as far as I have. I have both the DVD and the Blu-ray copy of season 20, but yeah, I have episode guides. I have, oh my God, I was just going through over this past weekend, I was going through some of my stuff, organizing and shit like that, and I have a Krusty the Clown Velcro dartboard, okay? I have a Homer Simpson clock that I think is packed away as well. I'm a pretty big Simpsons fan. I don't make as many references as I could, and it's been a long time since I've watched an episode. And I was probably watching a lot later than most people. We're still hanging on because up until the release of The Simpsons, I was probably checking out a fair number of episodes leading up to the 17th season. And when that movie came out, people were also kind of thinking, that's probably about the time that they're going to be winding down the series, because at that point in time, it was the 17th season of a series that, for the better part of a decade had seen quite creative decline. But no, here we are nearly 20 years later. And then when you see the movie, okay, when it hits theaters in 2027, it will in fact be a full 20 years. Holy shit, man. And I think even at this point in time, The Simpsons has been renewed for that long. It's a show that's older than I am, for Christ's sakes. It started Christmas 1989. I was born March 1990, so it's, not even factoring in the Tracy Ullman shorts that the series originated with, but we've gone through, 2 reboots of Futurama, Family Guy getting canceled and then renewed, and I think canceled again. Are they wrapping up? And all of Seth MacFarlane's unfunny spin-offs from that. King of the Hill's entire run, and then its reboot season. Every one of those other Fox animated series has gone through its original life cycle and at least one reboot, all on the back of the success of The Simpsons from back in the day. And now, I just don't understand the logic behind this one. I really don't. But, let's see what we have here. 20th Century Studios has just announced that a new Simpsons movie is set to drop on July 23rd, 2020. Fuck, man, that's wild to think about. Just 2 days short of the 20 years since the first movie was released in 2007. The announcement came with a simple image posted on social media with the tagline, "Homer's coming back for seconds." Well, the first Simpsons movie came out in 2007. I don't think I mentioned this before, but it's pretty good. It's definitely better than the, episodic releases that they were putting out at that time, mostly because it just kind of focused on the characters from Springfield and didn't have a bunch of celebrity cameos at the time. But yeah, man, I like it well enough. It's not one of my favorite comedies. It's not even close to some of my favorite Simpsons content. And if you factor in a lot of the video games that are out there, it falls well short of the pale. But I do like the film. It's good enough. For some, yes, it's long overdue, and the consensus amongst fans of the franchise seemed to be positive in response to the announcement. Yeah, it's either been positive or it's just been head-scratching, now, of all times, huh? Simpsons has been on television under that name since, 1990. Well, that was when a bulk of the season came out, but, first episode debuted in 89. The family, yes, has existed since 1987. The Tracy Ullman Show, the longest-running American animated series sitcom and scripted primetime television series, and it's expected to run till at least 2029. 40... Fucking Jesus Christ, man. 40th anniversary. 2007, The Simpsons movie came out, grossing more than $500 million at the box office and pulling in positive reviews. Now, thanks to the announcement, the 20th Century Studios, yes, we know the follow-up is finally coming. And it's safe to say that we know nothing about The Simpsons movie 2. Yeah, because I don't even know if Matt Groening in 20th Century Fox even knows what the fuck they're doing with The Simpsons movie 2. Because it's not like the original plot for The Simpsons movie in and of itself really lended to a sequel, but the way that it's being portrayed as The Simpsons movie 2 kind of leads you in that direction? And I'm just wondering, right? Because even though, and especially during its heyday, like everybody else, big fan of The Simpsons, obviously. But what, of all of the animated shows that are out there, what continues to allow The Simpsons to remain on television, still draw a pretty good, if not modest audience? How does it continue to do this? Well, Matt Groening doesn't want The Simpsons to be political, and yeah, for as much as South Park and its suck-offs want to say, oh, it attacks all sides, well, The Simpsons actually do that, okay? I can't really speak, especially in recent years, but they would go after everybody. Everybody was fair game, everybody was ripe for parody, and that's what made them great. Long-running animated sitcom is back for a 37th season, but its creator claims that it's unlikely to fall foul of recent controversies involving, yes, both Jimmy Kimmel and South Park, as it is that it is written well in advance of being screened. Matt told Entertainment Weekly, well, when you write a show that doesn't come out until 10 months after you write it, it kind of takes the pressure off, because who knows what the fuck you're going to be looking at in 10 months. So, like South Park, they make their shows in a week. Well, no, it takes longer sometimes, especially when you want to do something controversial, and then somebody who you're going to parody takes a fucking shot in the neck. And even they can't stay up to date on things. More crazy shit goes down faster than ever. They can do it. And you know, Jimmy Kimmel's great. No, he's not. Come on, Matt. And I'm glad he's back on TV. Censorship sucks. I agree with that. It's just it's too messy to get into. Groening added, but it's not our mission statement to respond to the crisis of the moment. It's more about a town of good-natured dum-dums dealing with a changing world. Yet our characters never really change. The world changes around them. Yeah, man, when you have interesting and compelling characters, you don't have to be a prisoner of the moment, which is, I guess, one reason why the show has remained on the air. And you take a look at the ratings, and I'm always shocked to, get the update at the beginning of renewal season that, yeah, The Simpsons is gonna, they just signed another 2 years or another year in order to keep it going. It's like, what? Why? Okay, people are still watching this stuff? Well, apparently so, because The Simpsons season 35 saw its ratings drop again despite critical success, because apparently now they're doing better stuff, even though some people whose media analysis I hold in some regard had recently waded back in, and it's like, nah, man, it's zombie Simpsons. Might be better than some of seasons past, but it's still not great. It's definitely not a patch on what they used to do, but there's apparently still enough people watching this stuff. Despite this bit of positive news, The Simpsons season 36, this is the most recent ratings that I could get. I wouldn't imagine it'd be terribly different for 37. Still has another problem to face. The ratings for The Simpsons has been declining steadily for years now, and the average viewership of 5 million in 2013, season 25 rather, down to a mere 2 million for season 35. Although the show commanded a viewership of 27.8 million in its first season, it is scarcely fair to compare this 89 season with the show's recent output. The Simpsons has been on the air for 35 years, and in that time the contours of the television industry have changed immeasurably. That said, The Simpsons maintaining only 40% of its 2013 viewership is concerning. Simpsons season 36 competitors from Bob's Burgers to Family Guy have also struggled to hold on to their audience shares in recent years. This could be seen as a good thing for the series, since it means The Simpsons isn't uniquely impacted by the disinterested viewers changing the channel. However, the longevity of The Simpsons is both a blessing and a curse. Unlike Family Guy and Bob's Burgers, The Simpsons has been around since the 80s. Viewers can hardly imagine a show's potential future cancellation until... Actually, I don't even see a point in time, because especially with the development and the advancement in both AI and voice technology, I think The Simpsons will probably be around in some form or fashion for fucking ever, which is probably why, of all of the animated fare that's out there, we're getting a Simpsons movie 20 years after people were thinking that the series was about to wrap up. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.